everybody. Hi. Yes, it's Sheri the Grinch from Sip and Think Chat. I'm trying to put myself in other people's shoes today, so let's see what we can chat about today. Well, first off, I have my Rainbow Heart Sip and Think mug, and I have just hot water. I'm going to add some freshly cut lemon to it. Make sure I don't get hit in the eye. Because that's how I kind of drink my tea. And then I throw the little lemon in there after I squeeze it. And then I have honey. I have some honey. This one was cheap because I didn't get the organic. Usually, I know someone that has their own bee farm. And so my husband will bring home some honey. But that hasn't happened in like a year. So anyways, I'm going to add a little teaspoon of honey. This is clover honey. It says pure honey. But whatever. It's not even really like a full teaspoon. And then I put it in the cup. And I mix it around. Wow, it's amazing. I just made myself some sweet and sour tea. And if you want to make it sweeter, you just add more honey. If you want to have more lemon taste, just add another slice of lemon. I cut the whole lemon, into 4 slices. And right now, I only have 1 slice in here. So, wanted to talk about getting to other people's shoes. You know, sometimes you can't really have an opinion, or people might say to you, you can't say anything about me, you haven't been in my shoes, right? Kind of like what I've been saying. So today I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing except for this. I took a shower. Absolutely nothing. I stayed in bed all day. I went on the internet. I watched movies. I did nothing and I felt awesome. I wanted to know what it was like to be in everybody else's shoes this entire year. Because I'm on the opposite spectrum. Whack, 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 whack. So, like the Grinch, my heart shrunk 2 sizes too small. Didn't have time to think about my heart and everything in my life. I became the Grinch. The Grinch who stole Christmas. So, since Thanksgiving, I have a diffuser next to my bed. And I put in it, honestly, this is what my bedtime routine is. I tend to have a couple of glasses of tea before I go to bed. Like this whole entire thing. Making sure I get enough fluids. I can't help myself. And then I have my diffuser. And I add peppermint, eucalyptus, and lavender. I'm so addicted that I can tell that if I go a night without using this stuff, I'm worse than the Grinch. What is worse than the Grinch for Christmas? We have to really think about that. Which Christmas villain is worse than the Grinch? I have to think about that for a minute. Really, I do. Because the Grinch really had a heart. Because if he didn't have a heart, he wouldn't have followed Cindy Lou back down to Whoville. The other thing that I've been doing along with the diffuser and the hydration is I have been listening to sound bowl healing. So that's pretty much my nighttime routine, like every single night. I've been becoming addicted to it to the point where I'm actually doing it when I get home from work just to like regroup myself. So I figured, why not do my lemon and honey tea tonight, which is really lemon, hot water, and honey. In my Envision Dream mug, which, by the way, I'll make sure that I put the link down below for you if you're interested in getting your own. I have my sage. Da, da, da. God, can't you tell the difference of just getting some sleep will do to a person? Ugh. I know everyone out there is so fed up with staying home and not working, but it's either you're doing one or the other. There's no full balance, and it's like, I've been craving that sleep and that rest. Oh my God, like, I'm such a different person when I get the rest that I need. It's like, all the bad stuff you throw at me, it's okay. It's okay. I'm a free spirit. I was born free. But anyways, for real, like when I get the rest that I need, I feel like I can conquer the world. It's when I'm overdoing it and overdoing it and overdoing it that I'm not able to think clearly or function clearly. And then people who I care about in my life think I'm neglecting them, and I'm not. It's just, I have a huge heart, a huge, huge heart. And I have responsibilities that, me as a person, that's what I took on. But sometimes, like even with my kids, they're just like, it was kind of funny. So I'm getting to a story for you, right? After I light this. So, oh God, I can't explain to you how good it feels to have slept. I mean, I got up wicked early this morning. I was like seriously laughing at myself watching some like YouTube videos. And I was like picturing myself in those YouTube videos, which made it even funnier. And then I was picturing other people that could be in those. So I was imagining, you know what I mean? And it was just hysterical when you start changing out the people for your own self and like who you want in the story. It's hysterical. I swear to God. I was laughing my ass off. And laughing is like the best medicine in the whole wide world. It really, really is. And I can't guarantee I'm always going to laugh, because there are times where I'm going to be the Grinch. And I'm trying to be understanding of other people, which is why I'm trying to put myself in their shoes and understand what it's like to be home all the time and not leave and not work and not go anywhere. I would lose my motherfucking mind. Seriously. But then, I also think sometimes they put themselves in my shoes and they're like, oh my God, she's never home. Where is she? Where could she be? Oh my God, she's working with this and that. Oh my God, Sheri, you need to take it ace. Yeah. So anyways, I'll tell you my story. It was not in Whoville, even though we had like a huge snowstorm. Huge snowstorm. So everyone went crazy before the snowstorm. Glad to know that I got my bread and my milk and my eggs 2 days before the snowstorm because I wanted to make sure that I made it to the store before it closed, before everybody else wiped out the shelves. So that was like a challenge in itself. And I kept calling it the crazy before the storm because it was just like absolutely crazy everywhere you turned, whether it was at work or at home, stores, whatever. The roads, the gas stations were filled. People were like in line honking, like, move it, buddy, I need to get gas. I'm like, where the fuck you gonna go? But then again, like I said the day before, you need to have more than a quarter tank of gas in case you get stuck, right? So this is what I mean by power of words. I was talking in my Sip and Think chat the other night, and I was talking about getting ready for the storm, the snow is coming, and making sure I went to the store and got everything I needed, and then was talking about my daughter, making sure she was okay and she was safe. You know, okay, well, I have more than one kid. Keep that in mind. So, I know, Sheri. Move it along, move it along. Listen, I'm the Grinch. This is my story, and I'm going to tell you in my time. Okay. So anyways. Oh, jeez. This is free spirit. It's not. Oh, there it goes. Whoops. So I'm at work. I had to stay a little bit later. I get back to my desk. I'm like, oh, I just got to send out, one more email, and I'll be on my way home, right? Although I have to, heat up my car for half an hour because it's, 40 below, right? Actually, it was, 21 degrees. Trying not to exaggerate here. So, I check my cell phone, and my daughter's like, Mom, you need to call Jake. He broke down. Now, Jake's my youngest son. He's 16, so he's been, got his license this year. Driving one of my Chevys, right? So I'm like, oh my God, right? That's at 5:12. Apparently, he broke down at 4:30. So I'm like, I called Jake up. I'm like, what's going on, Jake? What's going on? Now, mind you, I'm like, shit, I haven't even left the office yet. I haven't even started my car yet. I had to get this email out, and I was rushing because I'm like now paranoid. Where is my son? Where did he break down? Is he okay? Is he in a snowbank? What's going on? So I'm on the phone with my son, and he's like, oh, Mom. He's like, everything's okay. I'm like, okay. All right, tell me what's going on. He's like, me, Dylan, and Logan are stuck at Walmart because the truck broke down. I said, okay, where are you? He's like, no, we got it to a parking lot. I said, all right, explain to me what happened. He said, Mom, I was driving, and as I was driving, the lights came on in the truck, and then it started slowing down, so obviously it's losing energy or juice from the battery, right? So obviously, if you're driving and your car is starting to shut down, in my world, all right, can't necessarily say it's the battery, it's the alternator. So, anyways, he tried to start it, and being the daughter of a mechanic and having to go through your own experiences with vehicles, you kind of learn those things. So I said, all right, Mama's leaving work. Where are you guys? Well, Dylan and Logan are in Walmart. I'm in the car. Mom, I'm freezing. I'm like, okay, let me call you right back. Mommy has to get out of here so that I can get to you, right? But they weren't on a main road, which was fine, and they were at the store. Well, just so you know, Logan is their 10-year-old little brother, and he's just as thin as my son, stick figure, right? So I'm like, oh my God, does he even have his jacket? what the hell, like, I start freaking out, but I'm trying to get the email out. So in the meantime, I'm trying to call my husband. Well, my husband, when I call his phone, oh, bill wasn't paid. Yes, we have separate cell phones, so we have separate bills. He's responsible for his and I'm responsible for mine, so. Anyways, I'm like, shit, I can't get through to him. So I call the house phone, which is why I have a house phone, so that if for some reason we can't get through to one another on the cell phone, I have a house phone. Originally, I had the house phone put in because when my dad was here, and never know with the strokes and stuff like that. So, always wanted there to be a way for someone to get in touch with us in case there was an emergency. Ringing it. And mind you, I'm still trying to get this email out that I have to put together and can't even think straight because I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get in touch with you. The phone keeps on ringing, the house phone anyways. I'm like, all right, what do I do? All right. In the meantime, my daughter calls me. She's like, Mom, I'm on my way from the city. I'm heading down to Dad's to get Dad's truck. I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to get out of work so that I can go meet your brother. So now we're like, have you ever been in that situation where it's like, all right, we're all trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Nobody is there, but we're all calling each other at the same time. So the phone keeps going off. But everywhere around you is like complete ice. I know, I sound confusing, but believe me, this is exactly what was going on. So needless to say, my husband's still not answering the phone. And I'm like, fuck. So I call Jake back. I'm like, listen, Jake, Mommy still has to get this email out. I'm trying to get in touch with Troy. Why don't you go into the store? Well, Mom, my phone doesn't work when I'm in the store. Okay. And he's like, Mom, it's freezing. And I was like, okay, well, where's your little brother and your stepbrother? So he's like, oh, they're still in Walmart. I was like, okay, fine. So they're at least warm. But now my son is like, Mom, it's cold. I'm like, okay. I was like, just hold on a minute. So anyways, I know the story just sounds like it keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Anyways, so I call my nephew. I'm like, yo, Aunt Dog. Yo, what's up, Auntie? I said, can you do me a favor? I said, Jakey broke down. I need you to run across the street, and I need you to tell your uncle that he needs to call me at the office because he's not answering the phone. He's like, all right. So Aunt Dog runs over for me. Next thing I know, the lady I work with is like, Sheri, your name's coming up on the phone. I'm just going to send it right to you. Great, no problem. He gets on the phone with me. Mind you, I still haven't finished putting out this damn email so I could get in the car and get the car fucking started. This took like a half an hour, literally. So he gets on the phone with me. And he's like, what happened now? Jake broke down. So I'm telling him the situation. You know what he says to me? Well, what do you want me to do about it? I'm like, I just told you my son broke down. I've been trying to call you. There's 3 kids stuck at Walmart since 4:30. And you're going to tell me, what do you want me to do? I almost lost my shit. Almost lost my shit. Oh, yeah. So, we started arguing on the phone. I got off the phone. I didn't answer. Now, mind you, the phone I got off of was my work phone because my cell phone was going off between my 2 kids. So, I finished the email. I get in my car. I heat up my car. While I'm heating up my car, calling both my kids back, saying, Mom's on her way. I'm just trying to heat up the car and I'll be on my way. Now, mind you, the roads are completely icy completely icy everywhere you turn. It's now 5:30. My son broke down at 4:30. It's been an hour, okay? And I'm now arguing because I just wasted time trying to reach you to say kids broke down. All I need you to say is, all right, cool, I'll be ready when you get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need, well, why do I gotta do this and why do I gotta do that? It's like, motherfucker, I've been working all goddamn day. My kids are fucking stuck in a fucking icicle, and you're gonna sit there and say to me, what do you want me to do about it? I'm being calm right now. I'm being so calm, being the Grinch. So, needless to say, I get in my car. I'm still freaking out because I'm like, I have no idea what the situation is. I'm only getting the story from my children. Okay. They're having to calm me down because they're like, Mom, calm down. It's okay. But then you're telling me you're cold. You're telling me you've been there since 4:30. Like, I still haven't gotten to you. So, anyways, to get to my house, you have to go down a very steep hill. Or you drive further down the road and take another hill. Well, at 5:30 at night, after a snowstorm and it's 21 degrees out, there's ice all over the road. So you have to watch how you drive. So I have to go the long way to get to my house to get my husband. So can you imagine my blood pressure is through the roof right now? Because at one point I was going to say, you know what, Sheri, just get in your car and drive to Walmart by yourself. You'll figure it out, right? Less stress that way, completely. So you wanted to learn about me. This is a day in the life of Sheri, believe me. So I get to my house. It's now 6 o'clock. Mind you, my son has been broken down since 4:30. It's now 6 o'clock and I still haven't even made it to him. So, my husband gets in the car. We drive to Walmart. We get to Walmart for 6:30. Park next to the kids. We're like, what's going on? Well, Dylan, my kid's stepbrother, he had called AAA. With his card. This is a key component with his card. AAA said, we'll be there by 9. I'm like, what? Okay, guys, either get in the back seat of my car and we'll sit in the heat in my car, or we'll go into Walmart and do some shopping. So we go into Walmart to do about an hour worth of shopping. So that brings us to 7:30. My daughter calls me, and she is on her way in her dad's truck to come and get her younger brother and her stepbrother. And I'm like, where is your father? Oh, well, my kid's father was deployed and I didn't even know it. So, once again, Mama to the rescue. This is why Sheri becomes the Grinch. I got a baby daddy. He's deployed. I got a husband. He's unemployed. I mean, hello. Like, put 2 and 2 together. I work a lot, right? However, I then say, well, where's Erin, your stepmother? Oh, well, she's at the house with the baby. Because my stepson had a baby and the infant is living at their father's house and he has guardianship over the baby. So instead of bringing the baby out of the house in 21-degree weather to go handle the situation, Veronica, my oldest child and daughter, decides to come help her mother. No questions asked. So we're sitting in the parking lot, and my daughter is in her father's truck. I've got two of the kids in that truck. Me and Troy are in my truck. Mind you, we've already been in the store for an hour. They had already been in the store since it broke down at like 4:30. And then I see my son jump out of his father's truck, and he doesn't have a jacket on. And he's jumping over mountains of snow. I'm like, I did not take you guys here to go sledding. Like, what the hell is going on? My son was jumping over snowbanks because his girlfriend came to Walmart to see him. But she parked on the opposite end of the parking lot because she doesn't want to see me, because I don't know. I think she's afraid. I don't know. But this made no sense to me. I am like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, I have not eaten. I have not been home since 8 o'clock this morning. I want to go home. Where the fuck is AAA? So Dylan's like, well, I called with my card, so I can't leave with Ronnie and Logan. We have to sit here and we have to wait with you guys. And I'm like, where the fuck is Jake? Oh, he decided to go get a kiss from his girlfriend parked on the opposite side of the fucking parking lot. I mean, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, oh my God. Right? So finally called AAA. And she's like, oh, well, it's scheduled to come at 9 o'clock, but now that I'm on the phone with you, it's scheduled to be 9:02. I said, listen, I have 5 kids out here. We've been here since 4:30. And, like, it's 21 degrees out. Like, we need to figure some shit out. So she's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. I understand your frustration and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You have not been in my shoes all fucking day. And you're going to sit there and tell me, oh, well, there's people who were snowed in and they called with their AAA card. And so we've got people that are getting, shoveled out. I'm like, at least they're at their fucking house. So I'm like, okay. No problem. So Troy, take me to go get something to eat. So as soon as we leave to go down the street to get something to eat, they call and they're like, Mom, AAA's here. Literally, took like 10 minutes after I got off the phone. So whip back around, we show up, the guy's like telling Dylan, oh, well, your card only covers 3 miles. So Walmart to my house is more than 3 miles, which means I'm going to have to pay out some money. Oh, no, we are not going there. So I said to him, listen, I got the gold card, so I should be able to get 100 miles free. He's like, yes, but that's not the card you called with. I'm like, it is 21 fucking degrees out. You have had my kids out here for 3.5 hours, and you're gonna fucking argue me over my gold membership? He's like, well, you could call the lady. So called the lady. She transferred it, so it was fine. But I'm sitting here like, that was my evening last night. I didn't get home till what, 10:30 last night? Maybe I should put myself in somebody else's shoes a little more often. So my big question was, because Dylan had the white standard basic membership card and I had the VIP gold membership card, that was the difference between 3.5 hours? Yep. Yep. So you can imagine when I have days like this over and over and over and over and over again, why my heart shrinks. AAA had people out, kids, mind you, in 21-degree weather, and if the wind was added, it's negative 10 degrees. And because they have a basic fucking card, oh, they're not going to do anything. I'll get to them later. No, motherfucker, they could freeze their goddamn toes off. They have no fucking heat. They can't start the motherfucking car, so they can't use the fucking heater. Oh, my God, and you're a mechanic. I swear. This is why I get crazy. Seriously. Is nobody not thinking of the kids? I know that, listen, we can't expect kids to always know what to do. This is a learning experience for them, right? It was funny because my daughter says to me, Mom, she's like, I already know the same thing happened to me in that truck, so I know it's the alternator. She's like, I told Jake not to worry about it. But she had to go through it. And when she had gone through it, she was crying. The whole thing was a nightmare. The funniest part of the evening was my son calling me as I'm on my way. Mom, I just don't want you to be upset because I didn't clean the truck out yet. He didn't want Mom to be upset because this truck was a mess. I thought that was kind of cute. I said, honey, I could care less about the truck being a mess. I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, that is the most important piece of this whole sipping thing. You know? But I just you wanted to learn a little bit about me. I mean, come on, like, every day is different with me. Some days are boring, some days are interesting. I'm pretty sure that the way I told that story was just like, will you just get to the point, lady? Like, just tell us. And no, you have no idea what was going through my mind while I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna skid all over the road trying to get to my son because I have no idea what is going on. And so, like, my blood pressure was like going crazy, like, is he okay? Is he okay? Are they okay? Oh my God. I had no idea where they were at Walmart. To get into Walmart, I have no idea if they were on the corner, if they hit a snowbank. I had no fucking clue. All I knew is that they were broken down. I was trying to get to them, and there was ice all over the goddamn place. And it was cold. 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 But I love how I find out at the last minute, oh, well, Dad couldn't come help either because he got deployed the other day when Alex left. I'm like, well, it would have been nice for him to let me know that he was going to not be around in case of an emergency. This is why I tend to really not rely on a lot of people because it's just too much drama. I'd rather just be like, you know what, Sheri? Jump in your car. You'll figure it out. I seriously need to start smoking. Seriously. I'm actually pretty shocked with myself that I am not losing it. If this had happened and it was like 10 years ago, it would have been a complete train wreck. I would have drove myself so crazy, I would have crashed, you know? Which I don't want to bring that into an existence because the words you say right now are so powerful. So powerful. So, so powerful. It'd be pretty interesting to watch this video after and see how I did. No, I'm just saying, guys, you know, it's a very sensitive time. We really need to just kind of take a step back and put ourselves in somebody else's shoes for a little bit. And I think when you do that, you'll understand why people are either all this way or all that way, you know? Why they're all Cindy Lou Who's or all Grinches, you know? I don't know. I need to make some Christmas cookies. I haven't done those in a while, and my girlfriend's reminded me of how I used to make cookies. They used to smoke and get high, and I would make homemade chocolate chip cookies. They were pretty good. Everybody would eat them. But anyways, it was wonderful chatting with you all. And I hope you enjoyed Sheri's Sip and Think chat for this evening. Thank you, and have a wonderful holiday if I don't talk to you sooner.